A couple of things. Call it mediation, call it settlement, call it what you want. This is one of those situations where you walk out of the room and it's a question of who is the least sad. And the reason why is it's a compromise. And not everybody's going to get what they want. Even the folks that were here tonight saying, gee, I haven't seen the document, I haven't read the document, they're not getting what they want. The folks that helped negotiate this deal, the interveners, they're not getting what they want. I assure you, they wanted a better deal than this. The county is the party that originally brought this lawsuit. Let me repeat that. The county is the party that originally brought this lawsuit. So now, gentlemen, you got to really think twice about whether you want to go back on what this county did from the get-go in filing the lawsuit on this site. Now, a little bit of background I think is important. This mining operation out there has been done by several different owners, but it's been in operation for 4.5 decades. What these folks have negotiated for themselves is an end time to this. It's not what they wanted. They wanted a shorter period. They wanted a quicker end time. In my mind, they got a deal that we risk not having happen simply because you've been elected, you've been in a position to make a tough decision. And sometimes those tough decisions require you to go against what you feel inside your heart, and I understand that. But that's what you're getting paid the big bucks to do. You can't please everybody. And I assure you, when we get our oil and gas ordinance, there's going to be some people that aren't going to be happy. So you got to really think, do you want to run the risk of throwing litigation that's been going on for several years now down the drain, and all the hard work that's been put in by these folks in Placitas to improve their quality of life and have an end time for this operation out there? And just remember one thing, the folks that are operating the mine have agreed to this. That's important to think about. They've agreed to this. Yeah, there's going to be a few folks out there in Placitas that are not happy. And I don't want to guess what the outcome would be if this settlement agreement falls through. But I think it's safe to say that the mining would continue. At least with this agreement, there's a date in the future where the people that live in Placitas know that this is going to end. The place is going to be reclaimed, and it's going to be put back to somewhat near its natural state. I think it's behooves this commission to really think deeply for a few minutes about what we're talking about doing tonight, knowing how many people have put in their time and effort, and not to mention dug into their wallets to help make this happen. And I'm going to say it one more time. I don't want to be redundant, but just remember the county was the complainant in this litigation, and to not support this settlement means that you are going against the litigation that we originally brought. I think that's an important thing to think about. One other factor is this. If we don't agree to this settlement tonight, and we're the only ones that haven't signed it yet, both parties have signed it. Both parties have agreed to it. Some gentlemen came in from, one came from Seattle, one came from Phoenix, I believe, representing the mining operations. They were in the room. They worked with Mr. Vaughn and Mr. Ulmer to strike this deal. if you've never put together a settlement agreement like this, putting together the document in as short a time as was done is a miraculous thing, frankly, and getting it signed off on. And that is one of the reasons why this document arrived so late, is because after the settlement was agreed to, then you have to construct the document and get all the deal points in there and get everybody to sign off on them. So that's a little bit of a challenge in itself, just getting the deal across the line. It bothers me to think this commission, knowing how much has been done to get this thing across the line, would say, nah, I'm not going to support it. So I would like to, if there's no other discussion, and I hope there's not, I would like to entertain a motion to approve this settlement. And if you don't want to approve it, then you can say so. But think about your responsibility, I would say, as an elected official, knowing that we were the complainant originally, and the Placitas folks got involved because they wanted to try and get this thing across the line, and they have. And I just think it would be wrong to pull back and not support them. Yes, there's going to be some folks who aren't going to be happy, but I got to tell you what, these folks are not going to be happy no matter what, because the mining will continue without a settlement agreement. With the settlement agreement, the mining eventually ends. So I'll entertain a motion. I'm going to make a motion that we approve agenda item number 12, the settlement agreement between Vulcan and Sandoval County and the interveners from Placitas. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second for agenda item number 12.
Vice Chair Heil?
Yes.
Commissioner Eichwald?
No.
Commissioner Block?
No.
Chair Chapman?
Chair votes yes. Unfortunately, we don't have a commissioner from District 1 that can vote on this.
So at this point, it fails for lack of a
Majority.
I'd like to make a comment that